Welcome to the Big and Little Crochet blog, and this is hexagon number 3, the blushing wheel. And we've got the white cotton this week, and it's joined by the blush and the grey. And we're starting off using the blush. I love that dark grey and this reddy colour together. They look great, don't they? So we're going to start off making a slip knot, and then making 8 chains to form a ring. Here we are. So 1, 2, now you can count your chains if you lose count by looking at these nice V shapes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to join into a ring by going into the first chain and making a slip stitch all the way through, and then the first round is trebles divided by 3 chains. So you do a 3 chain for the first treble, that's our standing chain, and then I'm going to do another 3 chain for the gap in between, so it'll be sort of sideways like that, and then we do a treble into the ring. That's the one with just 1 yarn over, and now we do another 3 and another treble right into the middle of the ring, and you keep going. Now there's been a typo on this pattern. In round 3 on the first printing in the book we missed out 2 chain instruction, and so we had to reprint the whole pattern all over again. So you've got an insert now, so follow the pattern on the insert for particularly round 3, and you'll be fine, and follow the video because the video is right, because otherwise it wouldn't work, would it? And you'll see. So we're going to keep doing this all the way round until we've got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need another 3 chain here. And then I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the third of that chain there, so that it makes a wheel. Yeah, kind of. Maybe I needed to be in that one a bit lower down. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, look, I needed to be in that one there. So here we are. I'm making the mistakes, so you don't have to. There we are, that looks better, doesn't it? So for the beginning of the second round, we're going to slip stitch into the space, and what that means is that we're kind of in the wrong place. So I need to be over here. So I'm just going to make a slip stitch so I'm over into this bigger 3 chain space, and we're doing trebles, but I've because I'm slightly raised up with a slip stitch, I'm only going to do 2 chains and then 4 trebles, so that there'll be 5 in each space all together. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we do 2 chain and pop over to the next space and do 5 trebles in there. So keep doing that all the way round your wheel, 5 trebles with a 2 chain in between each block. And don't forget, you can pause the video at any time you like if you think I'm going too quickly for you. So at the end of round 2, I've got 5 trebles in each space, and I'm going to do an extra 2 chain at the end, and then into the top of that standing chain I'm going to do a slip stitch, and it's best to try and get under 2 bars if you can there. There we are, and then we're going to fasten off that colour because we're going to be joining the slate for the next round. There we are. And the easiest way to join your colour, if you can find the end, oh, here it is to make a slip knot. So just a simple loop and up through the, like that. And then you can put your hook through any of these 2 chain spaces and then into the slip knot that you can sort of firm up, not too firm, but just so it's not going to fall off your hook, and then bring it through, and then you start off there. And we're going to start off with 2 chain, and that's in lieu of a half treble. Now the half treble's the one, well, I'll show you in a minute when we do them, but now next we're going to do a treble and then a double treble. That's that one where you go over twice. Of course, we're using UK terminology here, so don't get confused with those pesky American ways of looking at things. And then we go back down the scale again, so we do a treble and now the half treble. So that's yarn over, pull it through, and then yarn over again and through all 3 loops. And we'll do it again in a minute in case you got. Now 2 chain, and then we've got 2 chain, and we're going to miss 2 stitches here and go into the central stitch. So you miss the 2 at the sides and go into that central one with another half treble. So that's yarn over again and through all 3. Then another 2 chain, and then we do the same pattern again with a half treble, a treble, a double treble, all into that same space, and then back down the scale again, so a treble and a half treble, all into that same space. So you get that nice little curvy shape and this little step in the middle. So the next thing will be the 2 chain and a half treble into the centre, and then another 2 chain and a petal at this side. So it's beginning to take shape, and at the end of that round I've done my half treble and then a 2 chain, and then slip stitch into the top of the first 2 chain that you did, which is probably in there somewhere. And then we're going to fasten off the slate and think about joining the white. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to sew in some of these ends. So when you have open work like this, it's much more difficult to find places where you can just work the threads in. So you have to do it the old-fashioned way with a needle. Now, time for the 4th round, and we're going to join the white. And again, I'm going to make a slip knot in order to make that a bit easier. And we're going to join to the left of any double treble. So there's your double treble in the middle of that, and it's the tall one there. And we're going to do stitches in either side. So I'm going to go in that side of the double treble and join this white yarn. And we're going to do double crochet, so it's just a 1 chain for your standing chain there, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then we go over to these gaps. Now each of these gaps has 2 half trebles in, so that's the one we do yarn over, pull the yarn through, yarn over again and through all 3. So that's 2 in that space, and then 2 in this space. Oh. And then we do the doubles again. So we do 1 DC in this space, and then we're up to the next double treble, and we're going to do 2 doubles in that space on one side, 1 chain, and then 2 DC on the other side, and then we repeat. So that's 1 double there into that stitch, then 2 half trebles into this space, and then another 2 here, and then we're back with the doubles. So 1 double crochet and then 2 either side of the double treble. So keep doing that all the way around. And at the end of the round, I've done my 2 double crochet here, and I've done a 1 chain, and then we're going to do a stitch into the back of that first chain and fasten off, because we're joining the blush again in the next round. So I'm going to join the blush to any of these 1 chain spaces in the corner. Oh, if I can find the end. Where's it gone? There we are. So again, I'm going to make a slip knot. I keep calling them slip stitches. Slip knot, slip stitch. I suppose they're different things, strictly speaking. So put the hook through the corner space and then pull the yarn through. And this round we're going to be doing trebles again. So I'm going to start off with a 3 chain in that space, and then 1 treble into each of the 10 stitches along the side. So you have to start with this one right on the edge here. And we're going to go under both bars. So right into the stitch there under both bars. Going under the front or back loop only is kind of a design thing, so we don't do it unless we're specifically instructed to do it. And when we get along to this corner space again, we're going to do, oh no, we've got 1 more to go, and then we're going to do 1 treble and 2 chains, and then another treble into that same corner, and then set off down the row again. And at the end of that round, we do the last 2 chain there, and then join with a slip stitch to the top of the first 3 chain that you did, and cast off. There we are. And that's the blushing wheel, hexagon number 3, done.